You ever get this message? Low fuel detected. I'm a risk taker. I pulled it in my garage last week thinking I had enough gas, and come to find out I only have 18 miles before I run out. So in the next closest gas station is probably about 15 miles from here, so I'm not risking it. I'm getting the funnel out, taking some gas that I reserve normally for my power equipment, and it's going in here. In a previous life, I must have been a bartender. Look at that range, 71 miles. Started with what, 18, 19 miles. Thought I only put like a gallon of gas in there. Absolutely not. Filled that thing up to close to about 85, 86. I'm about a mile right from the gas station, so that would have been cutting it close for sure. Hey everybody, my name is Colin, and I'm behind a Lowe's right now. So if you ever seen a Lowe's from behind the building, well, here you go. There's mulch, lumber, drywall, all there. They need to clean up a little bit. So I want to talk about something today, and that is I'm getting a new bike. If you haven't heard, it's a Harley Davidson, but it's not a street Harley. It is the new Pan America, and I'm totally stoked about it. But one thing that comes into play with buying a different style bike or different type of riding bike, you got to learn a lot, and there's a lot of things that go into buying a different style of bike, especially like an adventure bike. And today I'm going to give you my take on it. All right, leaving Lowe's. Why am I riding through like a shopping center right now? I don't know. So first thing I want to say is, like, I have to respect as a rider that I feel that I'm a pretty good rider. I'm a defensive style rider. I'm not super aggressive. Now my friends will probably beg to differ, but I'm really not. I've been riding now for about 16 years, give or take. And it's all been on street. Now, I used to ride dirt many years ago, but I'm dating myself here. We're talking 35 years ago. So it's been a minute since I've been on a dirt bike, right? And I was saying, I respect the hell out of like learning new skills, because I'm not gonna be that guy that, oh yeah, no worries, I can do this. Completely the same thing, riding street versus riding off. It's not. And I need to do some things to tighten up my skills and learn a couple different things, styles of riding, right? So the first thing, turning. You know, you think about this, what's those things we always learn? Slow, look, press, like I'm doing right now, and roll off the throttle once you come out of the turn. Now you do that obviously with an adventure bike on the street, but it's kind of different when you're off-road. And I'm not going to be used to this. So for instance, normally when you're off-road, and again, all these things are stuff that I know I have to learn and I have to do better on. And I'm going to actually end up taking a class, 2 of them. I'm doing a dirt bike class, and there's a place out here called DC Dirt. And they have all these all-day classes. They have like 2-day classes. They have an ADV class. But the one I'm doing first is a clutch control class to kind of get my feel again for an off-road bike. And that's like a 1-day class, and then I'm gonna end up doing a 2 or 3-day ADV class down the road. Because when I get this bike, I want to be able to feel comfortable with it, and I know I'm gonna have to practice just like in any bike, you know. But riding street and riding dirt, completely different. I've had friends that are telling me already, dude, you gotta learn different skills. You're gonna feel muscles that you haven't felt in a long time. And so back to turning, like the biggest thing that I could see me maybe struggling with in the beginning, and normally we were talking about the slow look, press and roll, when you're pressing and you're turning, and most people on the street, and I don't know if all you guys do, but when I'm riding, I lean with the bike. Not a lot, but I do lean with it. And I'm not talking about like I'm dragging my knees or anything, because that's more of a technique. But I do lean. Now with off-road though, that's not going to happen as much. You probably want to keep your body more upright, and you lean the bike while your body is upright for more balance. Standing up, think about this. So how often do you stand up on a friggin' bagger? Never. I think I've done it once on this. It's really awkward because your center of gravity's a little bit off. But I've stood up before on long rides just for like a minute, but I feel awkward doing it. Now, when I was doing the test ride of the Pan America, it felt natural. So I was getting up, and you know, I knew I'm probably gonna have to get some bigger risers because my ass is tall. but it felt good. And so, but I have to learn it, because I've really, honestly, how often do I stand up when riding, and while riding, controlling your bike when you're off-road with your pegs, using your legs a ton more to help you turn and stuff like that. All these little things that you don't think about, that I'm gonna have to acquire new skills to work on it. And I'm like, I'm actually stoked to do it, because I'm gonna, you know, learning new skills is so damn important. I mean, even though I feel like I'm a pretty good rider, I'm always trying to improve my skills on this bike. You know, and I'm planning on keeping this thing for a long time, so I'm planning on, you know, I'm gonna have 2 bikes. So when I'm riding the street, I gotta ride one way, and when I'm riding the ADV, especially off-road, obviously if it's on the street, it's gonna be pretty similar. But I've got to learn all that, so I'm kind of pumped that I'm taking this class. I know at the end of the day, I'm gonna feel some serious pain with some muscles, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty excited that I'm gonna learn some new skills. And talking to a couple of my buddies that ride a lot of dirt, and they've given me a lot of pointers, and so I'm excited. Braking, think about this. You know, like with this one, they're linked braking, but normally when I brake, even if it wasn't linked, I'd probably do equal pressure on the rear and the front. Whereas when you're off-road, you're gonna do a lot more front braking, even though the Pan Am is linked braking, but once you get below a certain speed, they're not. So for control-wise, you're gonna use definitely a lot more front brake. So it's like those type of things. And the funny one is gear. You know, you think, what, I'm going to show up on a freaking ADV with a leather jacket, jeans, and street boots? Not going to happen. So I ended up having to pick up some new gear. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm going to. I got to get new off-road boots. I got to get pants. Obviously, jeans aren't going to cut it anymore. Now, this jacket I have on, this is Olympia. This might work. And then I got to get one of those little pointy helmets, whatever they are. Don't know, haven't decided yet. I mean, I love this ride, thing kicks ass. Don't know how good it'll be off-road. Still deciding on that. I mean, can you imagine me showing up to a hog meeting and like decked out in ADV gear? I mean, it's still a Harley, right? So how the hell that's gonna turn out? Show up like everybody's they're all patched up, they got their vest on. And I show up in like these colorful pants and jacket and new boots. I'm like, hey guys, I'm here to learn. I'm here to have some camaraderie with all my fellow riders. We'll see how that goes. I'll let you know how that goes in a future video. But anyway, I wanted to get your guys' take. You know, ultimately, it's a new thing for me. It's a new experience, and I'm looking forward to it. And again, like I said earlier multiple times, I'm going to respect the hell out of it. I'm going to learn these skills, and I'm going to try to, each time I'm out on the bike, I'm going to try to improve. And the only way that's going to do that is practice. You know, so when I first get the bike, I already have a friend that lives out here. I'm blessed to know him, let's just put it that way. He has a 500-acre farm with a lot of dirt bike trails, a lot of gravel trails, a lot of different type roads that I can get some experience on and learning. So bonus that I have that friend out here, and he's only like 15 miles from my house, so I'm planning on definitely doing that with him. But I want to get your guys' take. I want to see, like, if you have ADV or kind of off-road type riding that you've done in the past, what is one key thing that you would recommend working on? So I want to hear from you. All right, guys, thanks for taking the time to watch. Now get out there and ride, be well, and I'll talk to you guys soon.